Hello. Hello. Good morning. Happy Tuesday and happy Mardi Gras, which translates to Fat Tuesday, for any of you who celebrate. Um, Either in any way, whether you celebrate that in any way that it is celebrated, because of religion or just of tradition. Um, uh, let's see. Um, Actually, I myself, I lived outside of New Orleans for a period of time when I was a young teenager. Um, and so, I have beads, of course. Also, Tampa Bay is known for their parades. Um, and we have a version of that here in February. No, in late January, excuse me, which is called Gasparilla. And it was inspired by Mardi Gras. Let me just try to arrange my camera a little better. There we go. So, how is everyone this morning? um, I've got some people in already. I'm Devin. Good morning from Jacksonville. Oh, cool. Another Floridian. Awesome. Uh, uh, yeah, Florida tends to draw writers. Am I right? Excuse me. Uh, yeah. And then I said, good morning. Happy Mardi Gras from Tampa Bay. Going through the comments. Katerina actually says, good morning from Mount Dora. I know where that is. I know some people who live there. And we've been. That is a cute little town. Devin says, good morning to Katerina. And Katerina also says, good morning. Is this a Floridians only thing? This is stream. I've often talked to a couple of other author tubers who are from Florida. We talked about having a Florida only stream. Might be fun in the summer, to stay out of the heat. Devin likes that. Says LOL. And Katerina says, now I know somebody else there in Mount Dora. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. We have Heidi Nyman says hello. Katerina says, yes, downtown is pretty cute. It sure is. Like a lot of towns that are here in Florida, it was built probably, I'm estimating, please correct me if I'm wrong. I would probably estimate that to be early 19 teens. It is so cute. There's lots of towns in Tampa Bay that were built around the same time. So there's lots of like gingerbread houses, stuff like that. Lots of turn of the 20th century houses and 20s, 30s, and he says running downhill in Mount Dora is kind of fun. Katerina, he has participated in the run that's there. Katerina says, for real, I barely leave my house in the summer. Oh yeah, same. Because the sun is so intense and it's so humid and hot. Oh, and it keeps getting hotter. Am I right? Yeah, let's just show the beads. Yes, it is very hot in Florida. And yet people keep coming here and they don't know how hot it is. And then they complain. Me, I've been here. Hubby is making jokes. For those who don't know, my husband also works from home, right across from me here in the living room. So you can see the corner of the TV there. There, that's a better. Trying to get a good angle. Um, Devin says, I live for AC. Makes me miss the Pacific Northwest. I bet. Hubby's laughing. Oh, it says Facebook is watching. Oh, I'm going to switch to YouTube. It was 60 degrees in Boston yesterday, and you woke up to snow this morning. Yeah, Florida doesn't get much snow. Maybe northern Florida. It snowed over the last 40, 45 years or something like that. It snowed in Tampa Bay twice, and that's just flurries. Well, that one in the late 70s might have been a little bit more than that, but I think some people were able to make very slushy snowmen. Uh, well, I'm going to go ahead and get the timer shared, and you guys let me know when you're ready for that. We are going to have some sprints momentarily. Um, it's been pleasant here the last couple of days. I mean, it would get warm in the afternoon, but it's been pretty pleasant. Sarasota is beautiful, beautiful beaches. Let me say what Carla said though. For anybody in need of the audio, says her folks were in Sarasota for 25 years and loved the weather. And my husband lived in that area. He lived in the Northport, um, in the for most of the 80s. Um, 81 to 85. Okay. And that's a little bit longer than I lived in New Orleans, and outside of New Orleans, I should say. Um, Shannon, SD Houston, is here. Hello, made friends with the like button in the last hour of my sprints, she says, but we'll leave this up for your watch time. Thank you. I appreciate it. We also have, this is now, it's gone international, not just Floridians anymore. um, Please tell me how to pronounce your name because I will mess it up. But hello from Iceland. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. I want to try and pronounce it. Hafrun or Hefrun. See the accent mark over the U, so I want to pronounce the second syllable heavier. So that's always my impression with that. It's usually how it goes with that mark. Erin Medicine says, what is the weather in Iceland today? I'm curious too. Everyone wants to know what the weather is like. Um, in a variety of places, generally speaking, I think. Let's see. I started to share. Let's share the the timer. I think that since I have gotten paid StreamYard again, the it's really gotten the stream looks really sharp since I've been streaming for Heart Breathings. I've lost track now of how I'm doing, but for approximately this might be my 6th week. I think it's my 6th week. So the later one. Okay, the second one, the second syllable, Hafrun. Oh, very cool, very cool. Says cold and snow, but beautiful. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Mm. I've seen many photos of Iceland. I think it's amazing. It's an amazing and beautiful country. Says makes sense. I bet it is. Sometimes StreamYard will do a weird thing, and you can see that this is not a plain background. It's just an old thing I was working with in Canva, so sometimes you might see my photo come up if it spins and stuff. So, um, I need to get the original photo of that artwork. Um, Here, let me do a chord thing. Okay. Um, in here in StreamYard so that I have just that background. But anyway, what is everybody working on today? We've been talking about weather and where we're from. We've got lots of Floridians here. Also, Shannon is a Floridian too. So maybe we should have a thing, have a Florida author tuber thing. Heidi Nyman says, I'm in northern Finland. It is more than more than minus 10 degrees Celsius. The snow cover is almost 100%, but very thin and dark at this hour at 6 p.m. Okay, cool. It sounds, hubby says better than here, but um, um, it sounds beautiful though. But that's extremely cold. I've never experienced that, but hubby has. Hubby has. He's been in he's been in minus 40-degree weather. Oh my gosh. Hopefully not for very long. Delivering newspapers for 2 hours. Yeah, but that was they had to have been helping you with the car at that point. You weren't walking? Oh, it's after school. Oh god. They wouldn't no, that would not happen now. That would not happen now. No. No, maybe 40 years ago, but not now. Not now. But both his parents worked, so and he had an after school job. Um, let's see. Carla says finishing the second act of uh Carla is finishing the second act of their steampunk novel. Cool, cool, cool. Um, let's see. Let me know what you are working on if you'd like before we do thing. Our thing. um, um, I was wanting to work on reading and hopefully getting some words in as well. Creating character arcs by Cam Wyland. I'd like to get further along in that. It's really a reread, but the point is to get a lot of things gelled in my brain so that I can write. Katerina is line editing and you need my help to focus because it's so boring. Um, that reminds me, I didn't really do an intro, so apologies. Yeah. Um, Maybe I'm introed out. I was involved in I was involved in basically a writing conference over the weekend, and I did it a lot. Let's just say because I hosted 2 panels, but I can do it real quick. I have done line editing. I am a writer, editor, and artist. And let's do a portion of this anyway, super quick. And let's see. I've done all those things for quite some time, approximately 25 years. But uh, as a writer, um, in recent years, my focus has been on fiction. And as an editor, I'm a freelance line editor, copy editor, and proofreader, and sensitivity reader. Um, and As an artist, I currently love working with wet media like watercolors and gouache and inks. Um, and I also like to use stamps with ink. And I love working with gel presses. And the art you see in the background here, um, on your screen is actually my own art I made with a gel press. Anyway, what ties all those things together is my love of fantasy and science fiction. So anyway, I just wanted to try and get that in while I was remembering. Um, anyway, um, so let's see. I love using the Pomodoro timers. I usually do 25 minutes. Please let me know if you want to start with 20 instead, to get our brains working. Uh, so there's that. Um, so I find line editing not boring, but that's me. And some of you may not like it at all. And I completely understand. Um, so there's that. Have fun says, then it is colder in Finland than in Iceland. Here it is only 2 degrees Celsius. It's only. That's still that's very cold to me. But hubbies. The peanut gallery is making comments. No comments from the peanut gallery. Okay. Moving along. Devin says they're revising and editing the climax of book one. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, that sounds like fun to me. Carla says just learning how to use inks with water for watercolor. Oh, very cool. Yeah, that's yeah, I like doing that too. Do you use the Ranger Distress inks for that? The Distress um Distress oxide, that is. I love using those for watercolor painting. In fact, this tree here, that's what I use to color the tree. And the background's using a gel press, and I think that was I used mostly that ink, and then I also used I splashed some water on it, but I also splashed some um brown watercolor paint, dark brown watercolor paint. So that was a lot of fun to do. Um, Carla, usually color, and a friend just gave me a set of gouache to play with. Gouache is cool because it has a lot more pigment in it. Basically, it's the same thing, but it just has a lot more pigment in it and it's thicker. But I've been wanting the PH Martin inks. Oh, I've been wanting those. They're so cool. But Carla says, I've been using the PH Martin inks and the ones from the Ink Vent calendar. That's nice. And Carla says she's the Diamante, is that it? Inks. And then there's the I'll think of it later. It'll come to me later. There's also a brand. It's inks, but they're used like watercolors. I just can't think of it right now. It's a whole line, and they have it's basically it's water soluble inks. Um, I'll think of it later. The Frugal Crafter on YouTube uses them quite a bit. There's a pan. I mean, it's like pan watercolor. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, 5 or 20. Let's see. Let me make sure I have what I need. My book, my journal for writing my notes in that I use specifically for that. For all of the reading that I've been doing regarding my book. The book is a fantasy novel. It's a women's fantasy novel. And what was I thinking about that earlier? That it's very kind of girl powery, and there is there's a covers a bit of mental health and some other stuff. Yeah, just let me know what you guys want to do there. Um, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and get out of at least one tab so that I don't have quite so many. Heidi says, I wish I had time to do arts. I like making junk journals. Junk journals are really cool. But haven't been able to. I keep collecting material though. I understand completely. I would say about 12 years ago, I got this. I won a tote bag at an event, and it's a craft bag, and I was like, "What am I going to do with this thing?" Like about a year later, I started getting back into crafting and stuff like that, and before I knew it, that was over full, and I had to get some storage. Yeah, so there's that. So now I have watercolor and I have yarn and a variety of things, canvases, and actually I have an Etsy shop. So that is I don't spend as much time on art as I do on the other stuff, but I'm going to be spending some time working on that. Um, I usually spend more time on that during the summer, but I do have a couple of in-person events I'd like to do in March. Okay. Guys ready? And maybe we'll just go ahead and do 25 since I haven't heard otherwise. 25 minutes. Does that sound good to everybody? Okay. I have a couple of things ready to go here. Um, Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put my banner up. And what else did I want to do? Okay. All righty. We've got some people that are ready. So walk around if you need to. Remember, drink your water, folks. Hydrate or dihydrate, right? But we're going to go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have fun sprinting. All right. How did everybody do? What did everybody do? We had some people coming in. Around the time we first started. Um, hubby's on a phone call. Including, I think Shannon was already in. Oh yes, it was Paget Farmer. Paget came in. Hello. Says she hadn't gotten to write it all since 11 a.m. last Wednesday. She says when my daughter developed a bad case of the throw-ups. I'm sorry. Says she's much better. I must have missed that part earlier. And I am now more grateful for the time I have to write. Yeah, I can completely relate to that. You're always a lot more grateful after some sort of episode, right? Some sort of I get that. I said I'm trying to block any excess sound. That's what I'm doing with my hand. Um, so I did say I'm sorry and hope she's much better. um, and I was saying that we had just gotten started when she came in. So also CB came in hello and said hello. She says I'm just in from the cinema. What did you see? And I said hi. Coffee. Paget says thanks to me, and she is. Did you see Ant-Man CB? And oh, CB did say Ant-Man. CB she writes Marvel fanfic. She said, "Yes, I did, and it was amazing. Michael Douglas has incredible comic timing. Yes, he does. He did some comedies back in the 1980s, and he was in a series of films. There were two. I don't think they ever made a three. It was called Romancing the Stone. Um, Diane can corroborate this, I'm sure. But it was very well known. It was a very popular movie at the time, but she did come in earlier and said, hello, lurking having breakfast. Um, there is my comment that I pinned to the top saying, if you are new here, hello, we are working together for 25 minutes. And I'll be back after the timer ends. And I said, I have my mic muted during the work time. Um, Here's where I tried to make a comment and then tried to put in emoji. I can't talk right now. Sorry. Um, so it only the emoji went through. Yeah, one of those things. Paget says, "Awesome, TV. I'm looking forward to it." Yeah, it does look really good. Um, so I was saying to Diane, thanks for the lurk. Diane says, ticking you in my pocket for morning walk. Very cool. I have not been on a morning walk yet today. I've not been on a walk yet today. I've been very busy and my son, so that's why my hair was still very damp when I started streaming. Um, Carla says, I finished that chapter. Less than stellar one, but it is a first draft. That's all that matters. And you can fix it and exactly what I'm trying to, I have been working on the last couple of years is just telling myself that it's something. Oh my gosh, that was 5 minutes. Maybe one or two more. I'm watching paintings, but do need and I need to watch Publish and Thrive videos as well. Um, so I will be doing that later after the sprint's over. Um, well, let's just go into it. It's already going. Um, See you guys on the I will continue reading and making notes and answering questions. Um, okay, see you guys in a few. Make sure you're drinking your water or moving around if you need to. Goodness, that was a fast 25 minutes. Okay. How did everybody do? What did everybody do? I made myself coffee. I made a pit stop. um, and I did work on my questions. So let's see. Where was I? Okay. Let's see. Let me look at the comments. Um, at where Have Fun was saying, I am watching Publish and Thrive videos. Carla says, oh, have fun. I need to do that myself. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Same. Um, I need to do that as well. I think had mentioned that earlier. I've watched some of them, but not all of them. Yeah, need to work on on my Publish and Thrive. Katerina, let's see. That should have been for the first sprint. We just got finished with our second. Katerina got halfway through a chapter coming up, I think. Also, we have Magdalena. She says, "Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you." Carla H. Such fun movies. It is Space Invaders. It is still line movies around here. I guess that is from the Ant-Man movies. And I'm just not quite remembering that line. Carla remembers him from, we're talking about Michael Douglas. Remember him from The Streets of San Francisco with Carl Malden. I've seen that in recent years, and I did watch that a little bit when I was a kid. One of my parents used to like to watch that TV show. Yes, so when I caught it, I was like, yeah, that seemed very familiar to me. So that must have been my first experience as well with Amos. Also, Miss Ocampo is here. Hello. Hello. She says, hello, everybody. We were talking about Romancing the Stone. Katerina says, I love Romancing the Stone. That was the first thing I thought. That was what I thought of when CB was talking about enjoying Michael Douglas's comedic talents. And yes, he's been doing that for quite some time. Off and on, though. He's a little bit more well known, though, for his dramatic roles of the 90s and the late 80s. But Romancing the Stone, that was, if you haven't seen it, just try it. It's really good. And there was a second one. I can't remember what it was called offhand. Yes. And Paget Farmer says, me too, Katerina. It's the best. Um, Paget says, I love morning walks. They are also the best. Yes, I love doing that myself. Even post images from my walks. Um, I I haven't. I've been really, really busy the last few weeks, and I haven't had a chance to do that until Saturday. So I did post some pictures prior to getting into the conference I was involved with over the weekend. Devin says, back from getting a coffee refill, just like me. It's slow going for me, maybe lack of motivation. Could be. Devin also says Romancing the Stone was the best. It was funny, it was dramatic, there's a writer involved. So this is me from the uh, when I started this second sprint. That saying that I was going to get another cup of coffee and move around a bit during that sprint. CB's 120 words of the what? That's 5 minutes of the pre-written notes working on for Camp Nano. Um, So, yes, CB says, "I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and it was hilarious." Okay, I at least wanted to get through some comments. Okay, let's do this last sprint, I guess, and we'll see how everything else goes. Um, do whatever you need to do for yourselves, folks, and get some work done, stretch, drink some water, coffee, whatever. See you on the other side. SD Houston, finish your sprints. What did everybody do? Um, I have been doing more reading and question answering. Reading a lot about currently the things the character wants and needs, um, the lie versus the truth. Um, a lot of that, trying to get that gelled in my brain. Also, one thing I did do during the um, previous sprint was I did pull out some of my ingredients because I'll be making gumbo this afternoon. So I'll be getting started on my gumbo. Um, um, 3 and 4. So come on. Why isn't it showing? There we go. And then it went away. Because I clicked on it too many times. Excuse me. Excuse me. Diane said, Paget, it's a new habit I am trying to form, talking about walking. She says, well, that was an interesting walk. Definitely need to get Poncho a harness. And so there's some discussion about that. Paget says, oh no, did he take off after a squirrel? And Paget also says, that moment when you learn the harness is necessary is frightening. But Diane said, no, there was a dog barking and he didn't want to go forward. Guess he was a little nervous about the other dog. Sorry about that. Paget says, poor Bubby. Um, Diane said he did walk right past a few cats, though. He didn't phase. They didn't phase him. Funny. Coffee. I know. I always pronounced that in my head like that when I was young because it's how I remembered that it was 2 F's and 2 E's. So I would, in my head, I would go coffee. um, it looks like breathe, right? Paget said, I learned my cousin's pup Sophie, needed one when walking her in South Carolina, and she slipped out like a Cirque du Soleil performer. It was inspired. Oh boy, that's 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 a great analogy. Catching a Toto dog on the chase, it was quite a sprint in wedges. Oh, in shoes. Oh my. That's I can just picture that. Poncho seems like such a sweetums. Yeah, for sure. Miss Ocampo writes, almost 11K total, 200 words to go. Woohoo. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. Wow. Um, great job. Wow. Shannon, ST Houston, got a snack. Um, then we have Carla H. Let's talk if we want to do one more sprint and just kind of go over. Um, although Diane is streaming, so I guess I'm not really supposed to, right? Carla says, I need to learn how to do a slide with a timer and crawl, similar to the one on display. Can someone point me towards some instructions, please? That would be for me as well. Sounds good. Let me pause this and think about that. Um, Um, oh boy, that is an old, an old background that I was playing with at one point. And Pomodoro Kitty. Um, I need to put that on my to-do list so I can fix that. Miss Oprah writes, I'm working on my modern PNP rom-com. Remind me what it is, 'cause I don't remember. And my version of Elizabeth, oh, Pride and Prejudice. Got it. It took me a second when I saw Elizabeth. And my version of Elizabeth, a guy named Ben, is having some fun with the female version of Wickham. Got it. It just took me a, a second. Um, Katerina, I've been slowing down. Is this clicking? There it goes. Instead of line editing, I had to rework part of a scene. Okay. Diane is laughing at Pat. Why? Oh yeah, from what she said about uh the sprinting in wedges. Shannon loved Romancing the Stone. Oh, that's it. Thank you, Jewel of the Nile. That was the second one. Yes. Thank you for that, because I couldn't remember. I'd probably think about it like 2 o'clock this afternoon or something. Katerina says, I love watching movies about writers. I always have, and it was probably in the back of my brain somewhere, back of my head somewhere, saying that you should do this. But anyway, she says, I love watching movies about writers. It motivates me. It motivates me as well. Carla H. First scene of the next chapter is done. Ian says, I was just thinking that. Yeah, I had always been attracted to movies and TV shows about writers. Yeah, just for some strange reason, it took me a hot minute to put 2 and 2 together. Didn't start actually writing until I was in my late 20s. I hadn't really written since I was in high school. Prior to that. Also, Carla H said, first scene of the next chapter is done. Yay. Very cool. Or did I already read that? Okay. Sorry. I'm getting a little tired. So anyway, 12:59. Yeah, I probably should wrap this up because Diane she will be streaming at 2 p.m. Eastern. It is now 1 o'clock Eastern, and I don't want to overlap too much. I don't want to take up too much time so that people have a break in between. I know that's a thing with the heart breathing sprints. I think they want to make sure everybody has a break in between, and I really like that. If they are sticking with the heart breathings only streams, especially. Um, yeah. Maybe what I will do before I go, though, real quick, let me see if let me find Diane's a link to Diane's stream. One moment here. Besides, I am getting a bit tired. I did not get all that much sleep last night. Not too bad, but it could have been better. I think not only am I slowing down, but it's slowing too. I was hoping to pop up. Okay. Let's see. Um, I should have. I was just going to go straight through YouTube to get the link to Diane's stream. But I hope everybody has a good day. Hope everybody has a good Tuesday. Fat Tuesday, if you celebrate it. Mardi Gras. So slow. Sorry. Okay. 1 moment. I don't know. Maybe I should have done it the other way. It's just being a little slow. Sorry. Oh, it's not. It's on the channel. Okay, maybe I did. Anyway. um. But and regarding the hard breathing schedule is in the description. My affiliate links are there. And but I will make sure I put things in. Make sure everything's in the description that needs to be there, and I will put links in the chat and momentarily. Let's see. Got some more comments real quick. Let's see. Carla says, in Jewel of the Nile, when they escape from the fort in the plane and drive it into the desert is when he uses a particular line. Oh, Paget says, me too. It took me longer than I'd like to admit to realize that what's this? The whole phone call from an editor waiting for your late pages should not be like an acceptable goal. Yeah. But I admit Paget continues, but but I appreciate a lot of writer in movie elements, even less than positive ones like Secret Window, Secret Garden, where Johnny Depp is a writer who feels like he's losing it. So relatable. CB is still working on the pre-written movie scenes for Camp Nano. Okay. Paget also has tendency to have irregular meals consisting only of Doritos. I felt that in my core. Oh boy. Jenna, the soul writer, Jenna O'Malley says sliding by to say hello during lunch. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, I'm just trying to wrap things up here. CB says I think I might lie down for a while because I'm exhausted. So yeah, I think everybody's getting kind of tired. Excuse me. Jenna says coffee for the like button. And take care all. People saying Paget said, hey Jenna. Says 48 words. Katerina still on the same jumping. Katerina says still in the same chapter, needed more reworking than I thought. Well, progress is progress. Yes, progress is project. Progress. Yeah, maybe it's just time. Uh, People streaming. Um, uh, One third of the way through this show. Carla is one third of the way through this chapter and in a good spot to break for some lunch. Stephanie Santone. Hi, from another stream. Everybody's stream hopping. Blah blah blah. Uh, oh, here is the let me show this while I'm still alive. um, and this should be okay. The Google Calendar with the is I have only the one for the admin, so that's not what I want. But anyway, it is in the description. Just want to make sure I don't have that. Okay, I don't have that in front of me. Anyway, Diane, are you streaming? Because it's not on your channel yet, so maybe it's just going to take a few to get there. Okay. Shannon says she does have sprints on the next hour, and Estelle Van de Velde starts the hour after that. Thank you very much, Shannon. I appreciate that because I was having a little trouble. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good time. I hope everybody had some productive time. I will be streaming on Thursday at noon. And I recently came to the conclusion that yes, I will have my sprint times match. So my sprints on Thursday are at noon still, but that's going to change for March. I will just have everything start at 11 just for ease of remembering and for everybody's um purposes. All right, well, thank you so much everybody for watching, and I hope you have a good day. And all right, have a party. See you later, everybody.